Hey class, today we learned how to find prime factorization of a composite number. There are two ways to solve this. First is to do it as a Christmas tree, and the second is to solve it with using a birthday cake method. I'm going to show you both with these two examples here. First, I need to list my first 8 prime numbers. We have 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. We need to always write those. Now, we're going to start at the top, 110. I'm going to box it to represent my composite number, which means that there are more than 2 factors. Circle represent my prime numbers, and the box represent my composite number. Now I'm going to branch it off. Now I'm going to think to myself what one number multiplied by another, what 2 factors gives us 110. Now I know that it ends in 0. So since I see that it ends in 0, I know that it is an even number, which means that I have a factor of 2, as well as 5, because numbers that end in 0, 5 is also a multiple. And also, since it ends in 0 as well, it's also a multiple of 10. So for me, I'm going to just go ahead and do 10 by 11. 10 times 11 is 110. That's a true statement here. And if we look at our prime numbers here, we see that 10 is not in one of the first 8 prime numbers. If it was, it would have been between 7 and 11, but it isn't. 11 we have here is a prime number, so I'm going to circle that number. So for the right side of the branch, I am done. For the left side, 10, I can break that down even further. It ends in 0, so I know that it's a multiple, or it has a factor of 2, as well as 5. We know that 2 times 5 is actually 10. And guess what, guys? They're also both prime numbers. So I circle it, and that means I'm done. Third step is to simplify. We're going to write it out as 2 times 5 times 11. Also, we can always check our work. 2 times 5 is 10, times 11 is 110. So that's how we can check our work. Okay, now the second method is, like I said, the cake method. The cake method, we start at the bottom. We start with the given number 110. Actually, I'm going to rewrite this because we might need some space at the bottom. We have 110. Now, before we start our cake method, we need to first always write what? Our first 8 prime numbers. We have 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, and 17, and 19. So I always start from the beginning and work my way to the right. I have here, it ends in 0. So I know it's divisible by 2. So I'm going to divide 2. 2 goes into 1, 0 times. 2 goes into 11, 5 times. Now the reason why I prefer the Christmas tree over this cake method is because then we're going to have to divide it out and work our way if we don't know what it is on top of our head. 2 goes into 10 5 times perfectly as well. The remainder of 0. Now we gotta go further. 55 divided by what? Cannot be 2, right? But we see that it ends with 5. So I can say that it's divisible by 5. 5 goes in 5 once. 5 goes in 5 once. 11, guess what? It's a prime number as noted here. So I could divide that by 11, which gives us 1. Oops. And it sort of looks like a little, what should we say? Candle, right? Like a little candle. Little candle here. So like what our other math teacher taught us, 1 and done. So we simplified this as 2 times 5 times 11. And like I said, to check our work, 2 times 5 is 10 times 11 gives us 110. So it is right. Make sure when you do this cake method that you always, oops, end with a 1 on top, like a candle. Also, you did not need this, so forgot to erase that from the previous example. All right, back with this, on to the second question. Second question states, find the prime factorization of 320. So I'm going to show you guys both the cake and the Christmas tree method. Christmas tree, 320. First, we need to list our prime numbers. We have 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. Oh, with time, you will be able to memorize these 8 prime numbers. For each of the questions, I want you to make sure you write your first 8 prime numbers, okay? Practice makes perfect. 320, okay. It ends with 0 again. So, I can do 10 times 32, right? I know I can also find with a factor of 5 as well as 2. Since we did 10 last time, how about we do 2? Okay. So I know it goes in there twice, which is a factor right here. So which is a prime number. So I'm going to circle that prime number. Okay. With red. Then I'm going to continue. 2 goes into 3 once. And for this, you can always divide. Why not? Make it easier. So it goes in there 160 times. It is an even number, so we can break it down even further. You can do it by 2 again, or you can see that it's 16, so you can go by 4s. You can see that since it's 16, another factor is 8. Okay, 8 times 20. So there's many different ways to do this for a Christmas tree. But the end goal is that you always want circles at the end, so prime numbers. So we can use any number that we want. Let's say we want to do by 4s. Why not? 4 times what gives us 160? Or if you don't know, 160 divided by 4. I know it's 40 on top of my head because 4 times 4 is 16. And we add a 0. We have 40. 4 and 40, they are both composite because they are not on the list. If they're on the list, that means they are prime. But since they're not, it is a composite. 4 can be broken down 2 by 2. 40 can be broken down by 5 and 8, 2 by 20, 4 by 10, right? There are many ways. I'll just do 2 by 20. Why not? Circle my 2 because it's a prime number. Box my 20. 20 can be broken down again. I do red here so that way we can see. 4 by 5. 5 is a prime number, so I'll circle that. 4 is a composite, so I will box that. Oh, let's do green. 4 can be broken down to what? 2 by 2. Oh. Okay, we're having trouble seeing this, so I'm going to bring it over here. Goes by 4 by 5. And then 2 by 2. So then I'm going to 2, 2, 5. I'm then going to simplify it, write it all down. So I have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. So this is simplified to 2 to the 6th power times 5. Again, you can check your work, right? 2 by 2 is 4, by 2 is 8, by 2 is 16, by 2 is 32, by 2 is 64. 64 times 5, I don't know on top of my head, so I'll multiply it out. We get 20. Bring the 2 up, we get 320, which is the starting value of what we've gotten. So that one was quite a handful. It would probably be a lot easier if we've done 10 by 32. But I just wanted to show you guys another method. Okay. So now we are going to utilize the cake method here. So I'm going to erase all this. Remember, we list out our prime numbers. That's our first step in finding prime factorization. Always, always, always. So let's write them down. We've got 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, and 19. We need to find the prime factorization of 320. Remember, we start at the bottom and work our way up. Divided by 2 goes in there 160 times. Also, when you divide things by 2, think of it as taking half of something, right? You divide it into 2 parts. That's basically what a half is. If you divide this by half, okay, Miss Sohn gets some and Sally gets some. Whether it's like a brownie, cupcake, whatever, okay? When you divide things in half, you get 2 parts. 1, 2 parts. If you split 160 in half, you get 80. Split 80 in half, you get 40. Split 40 in half, you get 20. Split 20 in half, you get 10. Split 10 in half, you get 5. And then 5 is a prime number, so I divide by 5 to get 1. Remember, like I said, 1 and done with my candle. Circle that. 1 and done. Ooh. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2's. 2 to the 6th power times 5. It's just like what we did the first time. So sometimes cake method could be better. Sometimes the the Christmas tree can be better. It's just your preference. I hope this has helped you. I will post a video for you guys. Also, a video that I have not made. And also I'll post that rap song for you guys and the video that we went over today in class. So you guys have you have 4 video resources. Don't forget to do your homework. You have 3 prime factorization questions and 1 question in regards to listing your prime numbers. So it should be fairly simple. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope this has been helpful for you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.